A question that I get asked often is, how does XYZ agent write so much insurance? It's a very simple question, and oftentimes these agents are trained the same exact way, especially in my agency. Train every agent the same way. Some agents are up here on the production report. Some agents are down here on the production report. Usually the person who's asking this question is usually in the below average production, and they are aspiring to be the individual who's at the top. Welcome to the Final Expense Sales Academy, the hub for mastering the art of final expense life insurance sales. If you're looking to become a pro in the final expense industry, you're in the right place. My name is Kyle Williams, and I'm your host to go through the ins and outs of the final expense business, from tips to tricks to industry insights. We cover everything you need to close deals with confidence, provide true value to your clients, and become a better insurance agent. So hit that subscribe button. Let's get started on elevating your sales game one video at a time. Guys, in this episode, we are going to break down what separates the top producers from the rest of the crowd in final expense life insurance. So, a question that I get asked often is, how does XYZ agent write so much insurance? It's a very simple question, and oftentimes these agents are trained the same exact way, especially in my agency. Train every agent the same way. Some agents are up here on the production report. Some agents are down here on the production report. Usually the person who's asking this question is usually in the below average production, and they are aspiring to be the individual who's at the top. Sometimes this individual who's asking this question wants to be that individual at the top, but they don't want to do what is required, and sometimes it comes as a degrading effect, because that individual who's asking the question is a little or a lot envious of that person. So whenever I hear somebody ask me the question, how does XYZ agent write so much in insurance? I always pause for a moment to determine, are they aspiring to be like that individual, or are they envious of that individual? If you are asking that question to anybody, or if you've ever asked that question, I challenge you to look at yourself in the mirror and determine which one of those two that you are. If you are the envious individual, I challenge you to change your mindset. There is enough business to go around for everybody to be at a high level, and you can easily elevate your game. But it's going to require you to put in the work. So back to the original question. What separates the top producers from everybody else in the crowd? It's really not that groundbreaking. It's not earth-shattering, and there's no secret sauce that everybody's after. There's no such thing. It's made up of a couple very simple things that they do better than everybody else. So number one is that they simply work harder than everybody else. They outwork you. The top producers outwork everybody. They are usually the first person to start working in the week, first person to start working in the day, and they're usually the last person to stop working in the week and the last person to stop working in the day. Their sheer work volume is typically more than everybody else. There is one fact. If you don't go to work, you don't make any sales. It does not matter how talented you are. If you don't work, you don't make any sales. Number two is they have great confidence in their abilities. Top producers are always confident in their self and in their abilities to make sales. Whenever they approach a house, they are anticipating that they are going to make a sale at that house. Not hoping, they're anticipating. In fact, when they don't make a sale at a house that they go see, they're often surprised. They can't believe it. Everybody that sits in front of them is a prospect. They're going to find a way to sell a policy to everybody that they see, that they sit in front of. Everybody is an opportunity, and everybody is a lead at every house and every place that they go to. Number three is that they develop their skills. I saved this one on last on purpose. Without 1 and 2, you can have a super skilled salesperson and they still not be a top producer. I've seen it happen. Your top producers are always working on developing themselves. They may have some natural raw talent, but the top producers typically learn from others around them. They're always searching and implementing things that may give them an edge. They're constantly working on developing themselves and their business. This is why you always see the top producers who stay at the top year after year after year getting better and better and better because they're constantly elevating their game. So, how do you become a top producer? It's simple. Work harder than everybody else, develop confidence in your abilities, and develop the skills necessary to succeed. Now, that is way easier said than done. A lot of agents aspire to be top agents, but they're not doing any of these or only 1 or 2 of them. That is what I call an envious agent, especially the person who doesn't want to go to work and wants to be the number 1 agent. You can become a top producer, but it requires dedication and focus on achieving that goal. You have to really want it, plain and simple. You have to want it more than everybody else around you. If you're just aspiring and wishing and hoping to be a top producer, that won't get you anywhere. You have to put in the work. You have to do the things that we mentioned here. You have to develop the skills. You have to work harder than everybody else. And when you do that, it will develop confidence. So you have to do all those 3 things in sequence to be able to take your game to the next level, to be in that top producer board. The top producers always find a way to get it done. So if you're not a top producer and want to be, you have to find a way to get it done. Plain and simple. I hope this helps you become a top producer. If you have any questions, comment below. If you receive something valuable here, share it with your friends, share it on social media. Be sure to subscribe so that way you catch all our latest content, and we will see you in the next episode.